All right, fellas. Georgia gets the dub yet again, 34-3. Time's rolling down. I hope Dabo doesn't burn timeouts here. Knowing him, he might. But wow, just look at this complete, utter domination in the second half. First half, let's just be real here. First quarter was a joke. Georgia got outplayed in the first quarter. But after that, the clear better team was UGA. Dogs win 34-3. Let's take a look. And falls forward. Dabo, do not burn, and they don't. Okay. So the Dogs win 34-3. I wasn't expecting a blowout like this. Oh, I guess my TV's behind anyway. The Tigers, boy, oh boy, they have a lot to clean up on the offensive line, but Georgia's just that good. I don't necessarily think it's a fact of, wow, touchdown Vanderbilt. Good play there. I don't think it's anyone watching the Vanderbilt-Virginia Tech game. Anyway, I don't think it's so much of their offense is terrible. I just think Georgia's defense is just that good. Georgia's defense came out with a game plan, and they pretty much out-physicaled Clemson. They did. So let's take a look at some of these stats as Georgia, oh my God, almost 300 yards more than Clemson. How about Frazier, true freshman back, had himself a second half, really a game total. But London Humphreys had a touchdown. Cash Jones had a touchdown. Just craziness. Cade Klubnik. I can't really, to be honest with you, it's more of Garrett Riley. Garrett Riley was a disappointment today with this scheme. To be honest with you, he didn't utilize Cade Klubnik's running ability much, as well as the speed at wide receiver. I am going to give Georgia credit at DB. Malachi Starks played really, really well. That interception was unbelievable. But you have Antonio Williams. He finished off with, 6 catches, but he was literally your only option on offense. If you look at the first half, Clemson had just, I think, they had like 60 yards passing or something. 55 of them were to Antonio Williams. Just disappointing. You have and where's this Cole, what's his name, number 22, Cole Taylor, or Tyler, whatever, the speedster that Clemson fans were very high on. Nowhere to be seen. Clemson's offensive line got dominated. Maffa didn't really do much. That illegal block was disgusting. I hope and pray Michael Williams is okay. That was the only thing that upset me. Clemson only turns it over once. Towards the end, Georgia had their second team players out there. Eli Robinson with a bad pass interference, but Clemson couldn't do anything. Georgia's defensive line and offensive line won that second half. Nothing really else to say other than Georgia's right now the best team in college football. We haven't seen Ohio State, Texas, whoever else you want to throw in there, Oregon. But Georgia just beat the snot out of number 14 Clemson. Here's the thing. To me, I think Clemson's still going to bounce back. I think Clemson's going to finish the year around 9-3 or 10-2. That's exactly what I thought they'd be. I thought this would be a more competitive game, and it was in the first half. The second half, Garrett Riley's game plan was horrible, but Georgia's Mike Bobo started to use the speed and something that I thought Clemson was going to use. Started to use the stretch plays and gave Georgia a lot of space there. And yeah, just ever since that first drive, I knew Georgia was going to win the game. Carson Beck did what he needed to do. 23 of 33, 278, 2 touchdowns. Looked as good as what we thought. Now, let's go over here and check out some box scores. It's ugly. It's ugly. I'm glad that they do it here. We'll get into it quickly. It's ugly for Clemson. 23 carries, 46 yards. They averaged 2 yards per carry. They had 2 yards last time. So, shout out Phil Maffa. 16 carries, 59 yards. Didn't do nothing. Their offensive line played really bad. Stackhouse had a really good game up front for Georgia. Michael Williams had a really good second half. C.J. Allen, that's a player I love to see. More of Chaz Chambliss, okay. He was okay. But Georgia just dominated the line of scrimmage yet again. 27 carries, 169 yards. That's kind of a shock. But it really came in the first half as towards the end of the first half, Georgia was starting to establish their offensive line and defensive line. Clemson literally had 0 first downs until midway. I think, what was it, midway through the third quarter, something like that. And Georgia was just running. Their offensive line was just bullying Clemson. Clemson's not going to play a team like this all year. So this loss for Clemson is out of the way. How do you bounce back? You play Appalachian State next week, who, I'm telling you, they are a big physical team. This is a dangerous game for Clemson. This was what I said after the Georgia game you lost. I think it'd be worse if you would have lost like 20-10 rather than 34-3. But I'd be worried if I'm Clemson, because you're going to be playing Appalachian State, who's a very physical team. So if your offensive line doesn't show up, that's going to be a bad one. I can't really blame too much on Cade Klubnik. It was just more of a line of scrimmage deal. Georgia just has that much more talent, it felt like. And their scheme was just better. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Dogs all over Clemson. Easy peasy win. I was wrong. Actually, I was right about the under hitting. Let's go. But I thought it was going to be a much closer game. Georgia wins this game 34-3 in Atlanta. Other really good games going on right now. As of right now, Virginia Tech and Vandy are tied. But Dogs win, Clemson loses. We'll see how the season shapes for Clemson, although the ACC is really, really bad. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.